quick moment. I'm just going to do this. Okay, layout, rotate it this way. Drag it down here, make it a bit smaller. Maybe I need to remove this. Realize I can't drag it anymore because XSplit hates me. Pop it down here, try and drag it again. Gonna make it fit, boys. Boom. Perfect. Alrighty. So let's do this. Let's kick this off and see what's going to happen. Thank you all for a little bit of patience. So I got the best of two, a little bit of writing set up. We have to the bottom left-hand side, representing Root Gaming, our Purple Terran player kicking us off here today. It is Semper. Top right-hand side of the map, our Red Zerg player. Give it up if you're cheering on PenguiN. TvZ 2 maps. The first map here will be Acolyte. This will be Semper's map pick. He will play against PenguiN, whose map pick will be Ascension to Aya. That will be the second map coming up here in just a little while, most likely, of course. So set up into this, looking to see how things will go. As you're going to see that CC coming on down from Semper, just expanding fairly early in the game. One racks with the gas with an expansion, but he doesn't, he doesn't kind of go without that gas or anything. He will just save it up for the faster factory here, and we'll get that set up and look to see how it's going to go. Let me know what's up, everyone in the chat. How are we doing? What's up, Crab Sam? What's up, Demi? What's up, Poison? How are you today? I'm good today. I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling pretty good. A couple days left until I go away for a few days and listen to some music for a while in the field. So I'm looking forward to that, but also looking forward to today's action and also looking forward to tomorrow's WardiTV Weekly, which is going to be played on the Balanced Test mod. If you guys didn't hear it, running a Balanced Test mod map tournament tomorrow, thanks to Sturmcarton, who I think was in the chat a little bit earlier as well already. He sponsored this, so we're going to be running that tomorrow. That's going to be live from... It's going to be live from, I want to say, maybe about 4 PM CST, exact same time as today. Sorry, it took me a little while to get there. Yeah, so that's going to be live tomorrow. You guys can play. It's an open tournament. Play, sign up, come have some fun. I think it'll be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it myself, and hopefully you guys are as well, to enjoy some StarCraft 2 on the new patch. Have a look to see how some of the new changes, how some of the new changes gone, and see some of the new builds, etc., etc. Just gonna see this Reaper here from Semper. Gonna have a little bit of a look around. Couple extra racks coming down, and a third CC as well very early in the game. Just staying on that one gas for a little while, so a very standard way to go up to 3 CC, and obviously a pretty standard map to do 3 CC on, where the third base is super easy to hold. You can very easily hold this while holding the other 2 bases up in your main, for example. It's just in general a very solid map to kind of have this sort of setup rolling on. Since we do see these couple of Hellions, the Reaper going to be joining up out the front, and we'll be getting ready to move on in towards the natural expansion, then potentially into the main base in just a few moments' time. So we'll keep an eye on this and see what Semper's going to try and do. 2 engineering bays on the way up, those extra racks coming down, and 2 Evo chambers from PenguiN currently coming down on the other side of the map. Good morning, Hot Buns. What's up? How's it going? Hello, Tomahawk006 in the chat as well. Welcome, welcome everybody, as we do see Semper just poking forward. He will not be able to do too much though. He'll be pushed away by these few queens, and of course he's not really hoping to do too much either. I mean, trying to slow down creep would be nice, but when you only invest into 2 Hellions, there's only so much you can do, and you're basically giving up a lot of that early map control and ability to slow the Zerg's creep spread down to be able to get such a fast third command center to be able to play from this. So as we set up in towards this, we're going to be seeing the, obviously, Starport able to jump onto the reactor. Unless Stimpack finishes up, we'll probably see 2 Medifacts moving out, and that will be the first real attempt Semper will have to start pushing back creep spread and just start cleaning up the map a little bit to make his life a bit easier as time goes by. Already floating the third CC down in position as Eco is looking good right now for 45 works to the 5960 drones. But one thing that's a bit unfortunate for Semper was it was figured out so quickly by PenguiN. He did see the fact that, as he designs this fourth base, PenguiN did see the fact that there was 3 CC super early on, and so he was able to react to this, and he's been able to basically go into 68, 70 workers off of just 6 queens and 4 zerglings. He hasn't built anything. Obviously invested into link speed before he really knew about that, but he's just been able to go straight into his macro game. He's been able to set up. The only thing he's really been slowed down on is the fact that there isn't a fourth base coming down. Well, not where he wanted it to be. He's going to just place it down over here instead, which is fine. I mean, it also works. It's a little bit more easy to push into this location as the Terran player versus being up here, for example. So this was nice by Semper, but that really is the only thing that's not going completely well for PenguiN. I mean, again, any game where you can go up straight to 70 workers without making any units is generally a pretty good game for Zerg, and with his upgrades finishing up already on the 1-1 with the potential to set up even further into more and more bits and pieces, everything really is starting to look very good here for PenguiN. Like, I mean, again, just getting that scout early, it is really just so vital. That said, though, you got to remember that Semper's build is designed to allow PenguiN to do this if he does see it, and so it's not the end of the world either. It's just the Terran player is also allowed to macro up. It's just the Zerg player generally will still be happy with the fact that they're allowed to macro up as well and go into that kind of macro game, which Zerg so often desire. You know, just be allowed to do what they want, as we're going to see. Not enough Banes targeted down there, just a single one. I'm just going to be seeing that Medivacs lifting up and pulling away through the right-hand side of the map here once again. Zergling's going to go up top, and they're actually going to find themselves a couple of Hellions up there, so they pick those off pretty quickly. Some creep can continue to push on out as well, so that's going to be coming through the northern side. And this Liberator of Semper going to be coming up the left-hand side. Going to be looking to siege up in a few moments' time, get in a position, and just look to see what he might be able to do with this. So Liberator coming up the top, we're going to see Lings and Banes moving forwards. We're going to be seeing the Marines going to hop into those Medivacs right there. And going to be seeing Semper just coming in to drop on top of the main base. So, dropping on top of the main base, or the natural expansion, he's going to get himself a queen. He will go off the Spore Core to make it a bit of an easier exit for himself. PenguiN is on his way in with the Zerglings, but these Marines, well, they're going to get the natural to begin with, and then they're going to be clumped up anyways to be able to fight more of these Lings. Hiding behind the mineral line, I mean, this trade is brilliant for Semper. Look at the damage he's getting done. 5 workers, the natural hatchery, and he gets himself so many Zerglings there. What a trade, and Semper is already starting to run away with this game a little bit now, and Lowe's down to this low ground where again Lings are in the same sort of situation where they just can't really do what they want to do, and now the fourth base is in a lot of trouble. You're going to be seeing 12 Mutalisks on the way up, but I mean that hatchery's going to fall already, and now all of a sudden a 2-base Zerg desperately trying to rebuild his 3rd and 4th hatchery soon. Well, that's not a pretty sight to be in, as we're going to see Mutas will probably get taken down here, maybe not. He actually lives in just kind of a worst possible moment for the Mutas popping, but obviously that was intentional because PenguiN came in at that time to try and do something with those Zerglings. So these Marines and Medivacs do back away, and we do just see this hatchery coming up on the natural expansion. Then once again, obviously has to rebuild this. He needs it here, and you know he has so many minerals left to mine. It's 100% worthwhile to continue mining over on this base. So that's what he's going to continue going for right there. We've seen some creep going over the left-hand side, a little bit of creep pushing through the center. It's still one thing that I think is kind of nice for PenguiN. But because Acolyte's such a big map, usually it's the sort of map Zerg love, but it does make it so difficult to actually get that creep in front of your bases. And so this 4th base here, we never saw the creep really being that far ahead of it. Not that that really affected the kind of drop play that we saw, where being kind of the deadly play anyways. But this base up here, for example, it's another kind of reason I think you want to expand up here, because the natural is very droppable. And so once the natural gets dropped, you can lift up and drop down here so easily. Whereas up here, you know, you can run into this base, but it's a big commitment to evacuate this base to then drop into this base. It's much more seamless transition to go from here to here as the Zerg in terms of defending. So it really is kind of, you know, we talk about those 2 Hellions denying a drone, moving towards the 4th base early in the game, and PenguiN, you know, was too greedy to make just a couple more Zerglings to actually clean those Hellions out. That actually came back to bite him quite heavily here, because Semper, I mean, at the very least, if he went for that drop, you know, with the 4th base being up here, he kills the natural, but not the 4th base, and that changes a lot of the follow-up for PenguiN, because you can still survive on the 3 hatcheries for just a little while. It's kind of crazy to kind of think back to that one little moment being actually such a defining kind of time in the game. As you do see a lot of these creep teamers continue to be picked off. Obviously now Semper is in a little bit more control, so you can get into these positions a little bit more easily, where he's going to be able to be pushing back creep and really just denying the Zerg play control of the map. The Zerg just doesn't have what he needs to be able to make this sort of, you know, anti-creep squad a thing. You know, he's not going to be able to realistically push this back. I mean, a couple of Banes, a couple of Lings can roll in every now and then to try and slow it down, but he also just doesn't have the Queens, it seems, to be able to send them out here and to get any damage done as well. In fact, he's only on 2 Queens. He doesn't even have enough injects right now. So there's no way he's going to be able to start replacing this creep as it gets taken down. As well, I love the counter-attack. It's definitely one way to maybe catch the Terran off guard and force a mistake that they need. As we're going to be seeing Marine Marauder, Widowmine will come in towards the 4th base now. Meanwhile, this double drop still up the right-hand side, and well, there we go. Lings and Mutas will make it into the natural expansion, so let's see how Semper deals with this. He doesn't have any production on the way. He only has a single 4 currently building, and so you gotta wonder kind of how exactly is this going to end up going. He will get rid of the 4th base again. As he drops into the natural, this is clearly going to go down too. A lot of Banes morphing in, but will any of them here actually in time? 12 of them morphing in with 3 more on this side of the map. One of the medevacs got taken down, the natural, as the SCV count and the Terran production is falling very quickly as well, and this counter-attack by PenguiN again. It's one of these ways you can definitely make it back into the game, but with connections like this from the Banelings, maybe not. Marauder and 4 tanking so much here, and that's going to mean that Semper now can just continue to push on in towards this position. There is not a drone out on the map for PenguiN. He does not have a way to defend against this. As you're going to see Semper currently just lifting up a few buildings, running them away. He still has, actually, the missile turret here, I was going to say, is probably not enough, and that's exactly the case. And as a planting focus would have been great had it not been for those mutalisks. 43 workers remain, 12 more Banes from PenguiN in the main base. He's really trying to find a way to deal with this army. Semper cannot rebuild anything. All of his production has had to be lifted. Drones are dropping very, very swiftly. Is there some drones out on the map? I really don't think there is, unless I've missed one. It just feels like 25 drones left. Is there 25 drones here? Not really. Ah, yeah, there is, but his drones are pulled off the line already. Alright, well, Semper has to win with this army, and I think that's something we already know about. He's about to get +3 armor just before his engineering bay goes down. Is it Semper just going to lose his structures? Yes, he has to pull back a bit. Oh, well, I mean, okay, there's not going to be too much mine from the Zerg. This is the thing, I think when the Zerg goes for a big desperation counterattack like this one, you actually almost have to just say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pull back home and deal with that, because if I don't pull home and deal with it, this happens, where, Terran's very good in the base trade, but so is Zerg with Mutiling Bane. And when they can keep morphing in Banes on the other side of the map, we've seen it endlessly in TvZ throughout games, where Zerg is the race that can hang on for what sometimes feels like an absolute eternity. And when they can hang on forever and ever and ever, it gets to this sort of point where, you sort of feel as though, maybe if I'm base trading them and they can hold on for eternity, maybe then it's not great, because if they can clean me out, I can't reproduce, and that becomes problematic. Right now, Semper's in this issue where he does have money, but he doesn't have an SCV, so he can't build supply depots. And if he can't build supply depots, well, now what? Right? I like this, leaving a bit of the army over here and then continue to drop across the map. I think it's the way he has to try and approach this. He's going to take a little bit of damage. Marines, some of them will stim. The rest of the army just positioned up here. I mean, obviously Semper will want to some extent try and force a fight, as here we go. There's 4 stuck in the front, as we're going to see the Marines going to have to lift and try and back away. There is Widowmines over here. Mutas are getting taken down. I think the bigger issue is the Banelings, as we're going to be seeing Semper trying to pull back. It's not going to be enough, though. GG. PenguiN finds himself the base trade to make the return in this first game, and he's going to win that there. He's going to go up on Semper's map pick. As we get this set up and ready to roll, game number 2 of this series starts off to the top left-hand side of the map with our purple Terran player representing Root Gaming. Give it up, guys, if you're cheering on Semper. Bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player is going to be PenguiN. We are live right now. We are not casting from replays. Just to answer some questions in the chat. And do let me know what's up in the chat today, guys. Let me know how you're all feeling. Let me know what's up. Let me know what's happening. How's everybody's day going so far? As we set up here into game number 2 of this matchup. Again, other players in this group include Goblin, Bly, Shanna and Azure. Semper coming through one of the qualifiers for this event. PenguiN as well through one of the open qualifiers. Also Bly. Actually, a lot of these players I feel like came through the qualifiers actually. I have a quick little check. I can't find my Wikipedia page. There it is. Bly, PenguiN, Semper, Shanna, and Azure all came through the open qualifiers. That's actually crazy. The fact that 5 of the qualified players are in this same group today. And we've seen the factory coming on down here. Semper top left, PenguiN bottom right as we just build up here early. Second gas, so already Semper is going to be looking to open differently than on Acolyte, which is expected. The triple CC is a lot more abusable on a map such as Ascension to Io, where the natural is just a little bit more open. You can definitely get a, a faster Roach attack or something in to punish very early on. Second gas finishes up, and we are just going to be seeing that link speed continue to come on through here for PenguiN. He's going into his third hatchery as well. I mean, nothing crazy about that just yet for him. And in general, it's a bit more of a straightforward map in terms of where you're going to expand to as the Zerg player. You'll just keep expanding up this side. Actually, some players like to expand up this side. I guess some players do like to expand down here, depending on the creep spread, etc. So, yeah, it's been interesting to see how it goes. Starport on the way up currently from Semper. Factory going to drop on down to the reactor. So, factory onto the reactor. Barracks does land now as well. A couple of Hellions are starting to come on out. The barracks will start to build up a tech lab as well. So, getting that going. As you see, the link speed is on the way up still from PenguiN also. So, the setup into this really is just a very standard, slow-paced early game. We'll see if the starport jumps on that tech lab, or if it's just going to be a medevac and stim at the same time. Is a possibility. It's something we've been seeing a fair amount of lately, I feel. But there we are going to see the switch. We've also seen the switch around quite a lot. It's actually kind of a time of TvZ where there's so many different sort of ways and bits and pieces. Oh, nice micro. Blocks the Lings on the mule. Not for long enough, though. Lings do get there in the end. And now they will go down to the Hellions. Nice try, though. I mean, it's not easy to kind of do that, to block the Lings from getting there with the SCVs, etc. It was a decent effort out of PenguiN. Out of Semper, I have to say. Armory coming down too, so he's going to go for a Hellbat-based build order here in game number 2. Going to look to see what he can go for with this Hellbat Banshee build. I wonder if he plays straight up mech as a follow-up to this, or whether he will go for that transition into bio. Sparrows yet to build a tech lab or anything for the potential stim. I mean, don't expect him to be going into it just yet, but it's something we should keep an eye on, because it'll be one of the indicators as to whether this is going to be mech or bio moving forwards towards 3 command centers and past that into the mid game. A few queens to the right hand side, and already the couple of Hellions and Reaper just can get pushed back. Not really going to find themselves anything just yet, as Lings are going to run on through in towards the natural. Now they will see all of these Hellions here still, and that's obviously pretty good information as to the fact that there's probably going to be some sort of Hellion-based attack in the near future. So I think that's already going to be a little bit of info for PenguiN. That said, he's only on a spawning pool. There's no Banelin Nest, there's no Roach Warren. His unit tab is looking to be 20 Zerglings and 6 Queens. Is that enough? The counterattack comes in once again here as the wall is raised, however, so Lings are not going to do too much right away. The first Banshee is here, Cloak is finished, and the Hellions are going to get ready to morph into Hellbats and to get this going. Lings pull away to the side again. Spores are currently on the way up to help defend this. We see the Cloak coming in. There is a lair finished, and the Banshee does have to pull away, but a little bit too late. However, the Queens don't have much energy on them for transfuses, and so these Hellbats are starting to get to work, really. A few Zerglings surround, though, actually do way more damage than I thought they would. Wow, and there is one transfuse, getting that low health Queen back to health, and it's a good defense from PenguiN, honestly. Like, that was kind of crazy. I think the issue was he was actually target firing a Queen, and so he didn't actually deal damage to the Lings as much as he should have been doing. Those Lings should never be able to get that much damage done, I feel, and I don't know, the Hellbats just seem to disappear way faster than they should have done. So a little bit of an interesting scenario there. And I see this Banshee pulling back up the right hand side. More Hellions in the center of the map from Semper. Never realized how close center and Semper are in terms of words. Semper center. It's the centered Semper. a few more Helens. Kind of a completely useless thing to talk about, but I don't know. I just was something that came into my mind. I like the Banshee patrolling up here. Just the idea of kind of stop the 4th base or slow the 4th base from coming down. And we do see that stim and 1/1 upgrade, so we are going to see the bio base follow up here from our Terran player, not any kind of mech based play, which is nice. I kind of personally prefer watching bio TvZ than mech TvZ, so I like this, and interested to see what comes of it next. A few of the Italians still just sat here for now. You'll see this Banshee to the right hand side moving around as well, and the 3rd CC had a chance to come down there. Had a chance to land here, but didn't just yet. As that single Zergling's going to start working its way through that SCV. A couple of Marines though do save it. And Semper now able to take his 3rd base, and well, here we go. 4th base comes down from PenguiN as well. And the mid game is off and away. Upgrades are fairly evenly timed, 1/1 apiece. Going into the first few middles and hours as well. And so far from PenguiN, very similar look to game number 1. Obviously had to make a lot more units earlier to make sure he didn't die compared to the last game before hitting 70 workers, but the same game plan from here on out, it seems, getting Mutiling Bane up, playing off of the 70 worker count, 4th base, etc. Everything which you would sort of expect it to be so far in this matchup. Semper just going to be finding himself another few Lings over here. As you can see, kind of Lings and Hellions and Marines gathering together. Another possible push is on the horizon. 1/1 has just finished. We're going to be seeing combat shields coming through too. I think what's worth noting is the fact we're seeing 4s so early in the game in the production. I mean, that's kind of crazy to see 4s this early. Usually the first factory is reacted, and it's building Widow Mines at this sort of stage. If not, it's tech labbed, and it is going to be siege tanks on the way out. But to build 4s this quickly is very different indeed. So I'm intrigued as to what Semper can do with those. I mean, 4s are something which you just don't need early because the first kind of 7 to 8 meters are very manageable. Later on in the game, when you go up and against 15, 16 meters, the splash damage really does add up, and the fact that those 4s mess a bit more with the Ling Bane AI, it really does become this sort of feature where 4s are almost an essential. But as it stands right now, he goes for 4s so early that it's kind of intriguing, and I wonder if there is going to be a way for him to kind of push aggressively with those 4s in the next few moments. I'd look to see what he can do. 4s get dropped on down to the low ground. Marines and Hellbats gather together on the 3rd base, and a 4th CC now coming down as well. Couple medevacs. We'll come and lift up the 4s here. And we do see Mutas, Lings, and Banes from PenguiN. Gonna be coming through the top side to see what they can get up to. We see actually 1 and 4 dropping down already. Muta gets taken down from the sky as you see the Lings. Gonna be picking off a couple of Marines as well. Some more Marines actually stimming on over to the left hand side to help push this back. A little bit of action here around the map then so far. Scan goes down. Going to be seeing the 2-2 upgrades coming in here from Semper. Going to be seeing the 2-2 coming in from PenguiN as well. But 2-2 from Semper is pretty quick compared to PenguiN's, and it's really going to actually change things up a little bit here. Like if Semper can push with this 2-2 against 1-1 for a little while, it's definitely going to be very powerful for him. He's already turning Zerglings like these, running around and trying to run by away, which is going to be pretty nice. You're going to see the Ling Bane and Muta gathering up together on the right hand side. Going to be seeing this army pushing up to the top side once again. A few Banes getting picked off. I'm just going to be seeing the Ling Bane Muta still just moving around here. Still just looking to see what else is going down. Going to see a couple of Marines getting cleaned out. Semper, I think, is very afraid of the counterattack, basically from the last game, where he, to the point where he's actually being so passive, it's crazy. I mean, a Terran player at this stage should be looking to push. They should be looking to be having at least pushed the creep spread back and finding ways to move around the map. But as it stands right now, it's very interesting. As you're going to see the Widow Mines coming forwards, and it's going to be coming with the rest of the army. Again, I mean, Semper's missed a lot of his powerful timings, which is kind of as soon as 2-2 hits to try and push and take advantage of his upgrade lead. His next real upgrade lead is going to be 3-3, which takes a while to get to, and it takes a while just to set up into that stage. in general, as we see some Marines picking away at the little bits and pieces over here. Another scan comes down, we're going to be seeing Banes getting picked off as well. I'm just going to be seeing the Widowmines continue to burrow. So some burrowing going down, a couple of fours going to lead the charge right now. Bane's going to start rolling forwards once again. Fours actually doing a lot of the tanking there. I mean, little trades like that going in Semper's favor can definitely dictate the bigger fights, but those are some good Bane hits this time around. Widowmines are just so far back here. Whoa, what was that though? Those Balers just disappeared out of nowhere. This is actually going a little bit crazy all of a sudden. Widowmines were so far back, so they took a long time to come into the fight, but when they got in the fight, they really started to make quite a little bit of difference, as we see now. A couple of fours coming in here. What the fuck's my Skype doing? And you're seeing these Marauders continue to fight here. So you're going to see Banes do crash into the Marauder and doing a little bit more damage. PenguiN able to push through the center of the map now. Zergling's coming on in, and they're going to try and get that surround as the Marines try and unload in this position yet again. There is only 2-2 here for these Marines, so they're not completely invincible or anything. And it looks as though PenguiN's going to be able to keep on pushing through. As units regather towards this ramp, Marines will drop up high again. It will be enough for now to just about stay alive. Ultralisk Cavern is going to be completing shortly. 54 more Zerglings on the production tab. All of these Zerglings just on the way back and getting ready to go all over again. So many Lings just gathering up over here as you're going to be seeing Semper. A couple of Marines just sat over to the side, and you know, see a few Widowmines gathering together. Also a few Marines coming up top. I was just going to see those extra Banes on the way down as well. Medevac all the way over to the right hand side, and we'll be trying to drop, but PenguiN already on top of it. Lings are nearby, and they'll jump on this opportunity to clean that out. And with a few meters here, he doesn't have a lot of meters left. He lost a lot of them throughout these fights, but these ones, the three of them, will be enough to actually clean up that Medevac right there and to get that kill. Morling Bane still gathering in the center. PenguiN has not been able to kill Semper yet, and that is scary, but there is the fact that Ultras are on the way, which is then scary for the other player in this scenario, Semper. This push now, he missed the 2-2 timing. This is his 3-3 timing, and it's a perfect time to push. Ultras have just popped. They're weak. They're without chitinous. If he could push now, it could be so good for him. But it's so difficult as well because every single push he makes is pressuring on towards creep spread. And because of his lack of activity on the map earlier in the game, this creep is just going to stop him from really being able to go anywhere at any sort of reasonable pace. You're going to see these Marines killing Banes as they're rolling one by one. I mean, that was probably the most simplest shutdown of a Baneling run by I've ever seen. Nice little pickoffs there. I was going to see PenguiN gathering together again. Looking to see what he might be able to do. +3/+3 coming in on the Zerg upgrades now as well then. So these Ultras are now going to be tanky. And now we're going to have to see something more than just Bio 4. Now we're going to have to see Liberators. Now we're going to have to see the way in which Semper aims to deal with these Ultras. And we're going to be seeing the Group team is again picked off. V4 is just set on up. Let's see, starport is extra starport's been added on. I mean, again, Semper is thinking about the ways he's going to deal with these Ultras. He's just not going for them just yet. 6 workers going down. Double drop up top is actually going to pick off what was the 4th base of the Zerg player here. It's a nice snipe. Finally, Semper finding some damage on the map. He's not really found anything for quite some time here. As we're going to see now, this hatchery. It's going to be sat on up as we're going to be seeing... Whoa, what happened over here? Big fight? Wow. As that drop went in, we just missed a bit of a big fight. Sorry, guys. Poor observing. As we're just going to be seeing the Marines and Marauder, a couple of Widowmines still just set around thinking about what they want to try and do. Top right, we're going to see these Marines are going to get cleaned out. Meter's going to push this away. Another CC on the way up here. Just on this 5th location. I mean, this is a good thing for Semper. He has got a lot of bases he can afford to trade. He's got a good work account, so he can definitely afford to keep on fighting, keep on trading out. But at a point, he has to make sure he slows down the Zerg as well, because PenguiN does have a bank, which is already built up here, and he's maxed out. Going into the Greater Spire as well, PenguiN is already aiming towards Broodlords as a follow-up to this, so it's already looking kind of nice for him, as we're going to see a couple of these Widowmines getting lifted up. And we'll be seeing Semper just, again, looking around, looking for damage, looking for just find ways he can maybe slow down this Zerg player. Zerg army starts to collect up in the center of the map. A bunch of stuff just gathering together. Corruptor's going to go on over to the right-hand side. And as Corruptor's come over to the right, we're going to see a whole bunch of Zerglings gathering up together as well. But it might as well do anything. Nice little catch and a medevac drop from Semper. Again, unsuccessful. Oh, some hidden infestors here. Going to start splitting up behind this army. And Semper so far has not seen these. I mean, if he can get fungals on this entire army, what on earth would this be looking like? Corruptors are here to help with the Liberators. Some Marauders lead the charge onto Creep yet again. Hatchery over to this side. A few Marines will find it. But is that enough to actually get rid of the hatchery? Well, I don't think so. Ling Bane is pretty close, right? Semper's going to go up here and let's see what he's going to go for. And we'll start to fight this. As actually the main fight starts up. The Infestors have dropped those fungal growths. The Liberators did a lot of damage as the Ultras ran through, but it's just not enough. And now the Ultras have made it to the other side. These Liberators are just left sitting here, being picked off one at a time. Wow, alright, well, initial fight there from Semper is not brilliant as now he gathers up once again. He just doesn't have really a way to counter Corruptors, and he's also now got Broodlords to deal with in the very near future. He just doesn't have a way to make any of these really work out at all, as we're going to be seeing the Marines continue to work their way through that hatchery. Lings do come in, they surround those Marines, they get taken down pretty swiftly. I'm just going to be seeing those 6 Broodlords going to be finishing up in a few moments' time. So 6 Broods finishing up. I'm just going to be seeing Lings, Broods, and Ultras. Now it really is the killer army for the Turk players. We're going to be seeing SCVs on this base getting picked off as well. Semper just does not have his planetary fortress up here just yet, and he doesn't have units in position to defend it either. So there's not really too much of a surprise with the setup he's in. As we're going to see Widowmine is now going to start going off on Broodlings if he's not careful, and that would be dangerous. And as Broodlord is just going to keep on pushing in. Now Widowmine is actually going to try and burrow underneath. He will maybe get a Corruptor or Broodlord, but it's not really enough. Now the Broodlings are the targets of the Widowmines. And now we see Corruptors just trying to siege up again, but not even pointing the right way or anything. It's real kind of desperation maneuvers from Semper. As we see PenguiN, I mean, another base he has to protect up here, and he will go for his Marine Stim forwards, trying to get those Broods. Lings and a Bane will help to push the bio back just for now. Broods being kept very safe as now he pushes forwards yet again. A couple of Vikings being added into play. Those Broodlings, though, I mean, it just means that every single time Semper tries to fight, he's fighting against 3 units rather than something like the Corruptors, rather than actually killing Broodlords. Although this is good, is getting a few of these Broodlords now, so a few of them getting taken down, and the threat will minimize itself here. We're going to see Widowmine connection on those Zerglings. Well, that was kind of huge as well, and this is the sort of thing that will definitely start turning this game around, as Ultra's now starting to fall as well. Bio can chase forwards, but there isn't many Marines left to fight these remaining Broodlords. Big fungal growth as well, so the Ultras can re-engage. Corruptors come in once again. Viking gets sniped down. The fungal's still available as the Corruptors don't need it just yet, though. And actually, nothing to support the Liberators. They get pushed back too, but Widowmine's off cooldown will connect. Corruptors going down yet again before the Broodlings clean it up. Semper has had to pull back here, but what a fight from either side. Both players had so much potential there, and so many crazy things happening. Semper just hasn't been able to make happen what he needs to make happen, though, as now he pushes forwards once more. One Broodlord gets caught, but that might be all. The Ultra and Lings go in, but they have to pull back yet again. The setup here of the Libra is just a bit too strong. Vikings will chase, and they will kill the final Broodlord. The PenguiN has the bank to rebuild Broods if he needs them. He's actually rebuilding some Banes. As the Corruptors move forwards, he just needs to get the Banes on the Marines. Get the Banes on the Marines, they go down. Suddenly Corruptors kill the Libs, and the Ultras follow through from there to clean up everything else afterwards. A lot of drones going down right now as we see Liberators are sieged up amongst the bases and 29 workers suddenly dead. Semper takes a 20 worker lead. That'd be awesome if he wasn't already down massively in supply and if he wasn't down massively in terms of PenguiN's bank, which is already built up. PenguiN rebuilds 18 drones as if it's nothing, and the majority of damage just dealt here by Semper is already fixed. A single scan here would be good for Semper, would be getting rid of all these infestors. That would be absolutely huge. Because if there's one thing PenguiN doesn't have a lot of, it is gas. And so replacing those infestors would not be cheap. Problem is, it's so difficult to see burrowed units when they're... Well, it's impossible to see burrowed units when they're not moving. When they're moving, they're a little bit more visible nowadays, but it's all about where is Semper looking at the right time. If he is looking... Oh, the scan isn't there. And these Infestors, you can see them now starting to move in. He does run into the scan. Actually, he dodges the first fungal growth, and now these Infestors in a bit of trouble, but the Banes connect as one fungal does land. And here we go, another push through from PenguiN. The Liberators are forced to unsiege. They're now going to try and fight the Corruptors. Oh, they're just going to back away. They're just going to back away, but there's so little bio left over now on the ground. And as the Corruptors come on through, every single Liberator will be going down here. The Vikings chased away as well. GG. PenguiN takes game 2. And that is going to be PenguiN taking this 2-0 in his first